I've been drawing seriously for 11 years now, but my art is still dog shit. What the fuck am I doing here? So, for all of 2026, I've made it my absolute mission to complete an illustration once a week to see how much I can improve just by being consistent. That means I've got 1 year to complete 52 illustrations in 52 weeks. And I work on a majority of my illustrations during my 1 hour break at my full-time job, and I aim to get them complete by the end of the work week. Welcome to day 5, aka the final day of week 5 of this weekly challenge. Happy Friday, everyone, even though this is going up on a Saturday. Once again, JJK Season 3 spoiler warning, we're drawing that version of Maki. God damn! Hell fucking yeah, dude! So let's go through all of this week's progress together, and feel free to pause on each day, by the way. This is the progress for day 1, this is day 2, this is day 3, this is day 4, and lo and behold, this is the final day for this week's challenge, aka day 5. Alright, let's talk about it. I'll mention it again, but this week I just wanted to fully indulge in fan art, not like I was doing that already in the previous weeks. But this was the first time in the challenge so far where the only time I had to draw was during my lunch breaks, which means I've spent a total of less than 5 hours on this drawing. Mind you, that's less than 1 hour of working on this per workday. I usually spend my non-upload days after my job to spend extra time working on these weekly drawings. But because I'm a lot of people's unqualified and unprofessional personal therapist right now, I wasn't able to spend that extra time drawing. Friends, if I catch you being sad over your own situationship in the big 2026, I'm gonna come over there, I'm gonna beat your fucking ass. Okay, let's talk about the pros in this week's illustration. This was a straightforward, no bullshit, indulgent illustration. The lining and values were decent enough, and the anatomy was sorta there. And in classic Maki fashion, she's just straight aura farming here, there's no question about it. And despite looking unpolished and unfinished, it looks fine. It's simple enough to convey something. And now for the cons and everything else. The perspective of Maki and the pool of blood behind her don't really match. You can't tell immediately, but there should be some semblance of a horizon line in the background because you can still see most of the front of Maki's body. But I could have alleviated that by drawing different 3D objects in the background to match the perspective. In this context, severed limbs and dead bodies. Adding the dead bodies and severed limbs in the background as well as covering Maki in blood would have definitely added to the storytelling of this illustration. But I didn't have time for it because again, I was giving therapy sessions to my homies for free instead of charging $200 an hour for it. Why do I even draw, bro? Like... Also, I left a lot of things unrendered. Oh well. This was a weird and short week, but I have a lot on my plate, unfortunately. But thank you for sticking with me all of this week. Follow or subscribe to all of my platforms, only if you feel like it though, but I highly recommend it if you want to watch me succeed or fail miserably. But I'll see you in a couple of days for next week's challenge. Bye! Yeah.